It's Nolan.
Now, before we get started, make sure y'all hitting that like button. Make sure y'all sharing it on your respective platforms. Let somebody know what we're doing today. Now, let's get into the show.
Ayy, I've been waiting for something for me to snap on. Graduated from the freestyle state with a cap on. Black on, been in my publishing for these rap songs. Making whack nigga back off, let the cash grow. 5 in the morning, I'm up with my baby, no sleeping. Clown niggas, y'all Barnum and Bailey, I'm creeping. Got an army with me, now it's a Navy, so y'all better pay me like K-Dot, them arms to be waving. I had a couple brushes with death, as quiet as kelp. I'm charging for air, you boys talk under your breath. God is my witness, he with me, and he counting my steps. So anybody riding with me, y'all should double your bets. I chose W's, like Asa Wilson out this bitch. Nigga argue about the gold, I want a Billy out this bitch. I been counting more cheese like a Philly in this shit. A verse hard white like I'm breaking down a brick. Ratchet on me like the repo man. They done brought me back to life like Encino man. Ran off with the yams like an elope man. I got dealt with the chip, I'm the Frito man. I want millions, Benzes, numbers up senses. Nigga try to count me out, now I want vengeance. 100 rat taught me how to run it back. Clemson, all I do is work in my city, I need pension. Somebody said it'd be disrespectful to rap on it. I'm by business, y'all niggas ain't got the acumen. Immaculate, I've been adamant with these savages. The flow is so extravagant, extrapolating arrogance. That ain't even drop yet. Bitch, I got plans too. Nigga wanna scrap about it, bitch, I got hands too. Y'all man got a nigga twisted like a can too. I clean him out like shampoo. I pity y'all some damn fools. Man, this shit too easy, man. I'm just having fun with you niggas, man. Yeah. It's J Nolan.
What's going on, beautiful people? It's the kid J Nolan here. Welcome back to another episode of Inside the Industry, your number one source for music, entertainment, commentary, and breakdowns. Hope everybody's doing well out there on this Sunday afternoon. Today, we're going to be getting into Kendrick Lamar being crowned as the best LA rapper of all time. We're also going to get into the list of other rappers that were included in this complex list. They did a top 50, and it sparked a bit of controversy from some people that actually participate as far as craftsmen. A lot of people on social media are up in arms about who's positioned where. And, you know, we even got somebody associated with Kendrick Lamar, as in Punch, giving his take after all of the chatter has hit the internet. So we're going to be covering all of those things, but make no mistake, Kendrick has been crowned the best LA rapper of all time. Some people might even go as far as to say he's the GOAT, just period, in hip hop. That's your prerogative. You know what I'm saying? But let's go ahead and get to the list and see who all was on here. And if you know what I mean, like, this is a Sunday afternoon, we're going to go through the list. We're going to give everybody their just due because there are a lot of legendary LA rappers. A lot of them don't get their credit. A lot of them don't get brought up in casual conversation. So we're going to go through the entire list and work our way up to number one with Kendrick. So, you know what I'm saying? Get you a snack, get you a beverage, make sure your kid's taken care of, things like that. But let's go ahead and get into it. All right, here we are. 50 best LA rappers of all time ranked. From gangster rap pioneers like Dr. Dre and Ice Cube to contemporary stars like Doja Cat and Kendrick Lamar, these are the best LA rappers of all time. The fact that Doja Cat is on here is a little bit, I mean, I guess 50 is a lot to have to fill in, but very interesting, I'm going to be honest about. They say in 1981, the Gigolo Rap, the first West Coast rap record, was released by Rappers Rap Disco Record Co., a small label based in Hollywood. Performed by duo Captain Rap and Disco Daddy, the track was a corny knockoff of the Sugar Hill Gang's Rapper's Delight, with lyrics like, "If you're ready to party, ready to go, everybody say Gigolo," rapped over Rick James' Super Freak beat. I never even heard that one. But it was a start. 2 years later, K-Day AM became the first radio station to play rap music throughout the day, thanks to music director Greg Mack, who brought a young DJ named Dr. Dre into the fold. The Dr. Dre, that is. In the early years, LA-based hip-hop was dominated by P-Funk-inspired tracks that blurred the lines between techno and funk. It was vibrant party music made for the dance floors and dominated by collectives like Uncle Jam's Army, But by the mid 80s, the sound began to shift. The snowfall years, which saw the rise of crack cocaine and violence, took hold of Los Angeles, and rap music was caught in a tug of war between party anthems and songs that detailed life on the streets. LA has one of the most storied legacies in hip hop, much of it rooted in that tension between clubs and raw street narratives that push and pull would later be captured and elevated by pioneers like Ice-T, NWA, and Snoop Dogg, laying the blueprint for the sound that still resonates today. Kendrick Lamar, the hottest rapper in the world right now, is a product of that legacy. His music features traces of all of these LA sounds, from gangster rap to G-funk to the jazzy underground music of the Project Blowed scene, which is why we figured now is a good time to document historically the best LA rappers of all time. Shout out to Project Blowed and everybody else that was mentioned along the way up to this point. They say putting this list together wasn't easy. LA is a transplant town, a city of dreams, which attracts aspiring artists of all kinds. So what qualifies someone as an LA rapper? For this list, it's an artist who creatively came to life in the city and reflects its ethos in their music. And by LA, we mean LA County. That's why some big names didn't make the cut. Tupac might seem like an LA rapper, but he only lived in the city for a couple of months. And although he had some big hits under the Death Row banner, he was a fully formed platinum selling artist by the time California Love came out. The genius DOC was already making music in Dallas as part of the Fila Fresh crew before he came to LA. You gotta include DOC. I don't give a fuck what nobody talking about. His music career really popped in LA. Like, we didn't know that nigga when he was in Dallas, I'm gonna be honest. Meanwhile, rappers like Exhibit, Corrupt, and Lady of Rage all made their names in LA's rap scene, despite the fact they didn't grow up in the city. So, spoiler alert, they are on the list, okay? So, Exhibit, I believe, came from, Michigan? You got Corrupt from Philly, and Lady of Rage, I believe she's East Coast as well. I can't remember the city she's originally from. So here they go. We stuck to 3 core principles when sorting out our rankings: skill as a hip hop artist, 2, strength of catalog, and 3, commercial impact and lasting influence. By skill, we mean the entire rap package: delivery, presence, pen game, and overall artistry. Since hip hop is an audio medium and we don't have access to notebooks, we didn't penalize rappers who've used ghostwriters. We're also focusing strictly on rappers, so while artists like Nate Dogg and Ty Dolla $ign are iconic LA artists, they're fundamentally singers, not rappers. With that out the way, here are the 50 best LA rappers of all time. The fact that you have Blueface on this list should discredit the entire thing, but I'm gonna have to control my opinion on this. Cause what the fuck is he doing here? Oh man, they're like a party you going to, you having a good ass time, and you see this motherfucking face from across the room, and you say, what the fuck is he doing here? I'm out this bitch. They say, why they belong on this list? It became a viral sensation for blending an unorthodox rap style, very unorthodox. Actually, one of the first to have the extremely offbeat style that a lot of people are doing on purpose now. So I guess off that influence alone, I could see it. And hit making prowess and gonzo antics. 1 top 10 hit and 3 total entries on the Billboard Hot 100 chart. 3 albums on the Billboard 200. So he does have the commercial success within a couple of years to, get him his spot. Important songs: Tatiana, Respect My Crippin', and Deadlocks. I only know the first one out of the 3. They say even with all the clown shit, the gonzo boxing matches, lawsuits, trolling, and Bobby and Whitney-ish drama with Krishan Rock, Blueface shouldn't be written off as a joke. Famous Crip remains one of the sneaky great LA gangster rap tapes of the late 2010s. It was oddly predictive, irreverent, with a focus on virality while pairing an offbeat, non-rhyming flow with Molar rattling West Coast production. It blurred the line between rapper and caricature. I guess that's a good thing in this here. Blueface leaned into the latter, probably the more lucrative option, and let the cartoon version take over his body like a symbiote. But listen to Deadlocks and try to pretend there couldn't have been more. That's written by Demas Sanfiorenzo. Next up at 49, we have a real rapper by the name of Blue. If you are not familiar with Blue, I implore you, please Go look into this man's catalog. Excellent rapper. Below the Heavens is one of the best hip hop albums of all time. I will put it up there with any of your favorites. Below the Heavens is that fucking good. Blue in Exile. And he's remained relevant. He's remained, a top tier MC for many years. He's gone through a lot of different battles with labels, falling in and out of love with the craft, but he's still out here. You know what I'm saying? So Blue, they say why they belong on this list. Very prolific rapper with incredible skills. He also released one of the greatest underground rap albums of all time, Below the Heavens. I'm trying to tell y'all, like rap. Come on. Commercial success, one album with Exile, appeared on the R&B hip hop charts. Important songs, Dancing in the Rain with Exile, The World Is, Below the Heavens with Exile, and Hours. Blue straddles the line between underground and mainstream, a devoted student of West Coast stalwarts like Project Blowed and Living Legends, but equally proficient in the stylings of Tupac and Too Short. He was also quick to big up other influences like Common too. His breakthrough masterpiece, 2007's Below the Heavens with Exile, blends all of these somewhat disparate styles into a wholly unique POV, one in which the city sits beneath a weed haze that has mystically turned the color of Dodger Blue. That's by Will Shube. I like to see Blue on there. Blue deserves way more credit. We should be talking about Blue way more. So I appreciate that. Next up, you got G Perico, someone who I'm not all that familiar with, but I'm sure my LA folks are. Why they belong on this list? One of the key figures adding a contemporary twist to classic LA rap sounds. Commercial success, generates 581,449 monthly listeners on Spotify, has had 3 albums chart in the top 100 on the US iTunes chart. Important songs, G Shit, One More Day, and Action with DJ Drama. Few artists make chaos sound so calm. G Perico's flow has crinkled hints of DJ Quick. And the vocal register reaches back to prime Eazy-E, but he's a singular presence around the LA rap multiverse. A god tier sample flipper. He's also an air-conditioned undergrounder with classic mixtape hustle. The raps are confessional yet discreet. He runs pick and rolls with local producers like Steels and Goddammit Dupree, and he's become the West Coast heir apparent to DJ Drama's Gangsta Grrrls series. Perico makes tenant window music for Sunset Cruises, Cornflower Blue raps with Sherbert Hughes and gold accents. Okay. Next up, we got Jeezy at number 47. I do know who this is. Not a fan, but he does have a couple big joints. So why they belong on this list? A modern-day local star and a key figure in the nervous music scene. One song with Shoreline Mafia charted on the Billboard Hot 100. 4 albums appeared on the Billboard 200, with 3 coming with Shoreline Mafia more than 5.6 monthly listeners, that's million, on Spotify. Important songs, Musty as part of Shoreline Mafia, None Major, Giga League featuring Cash Kid. Like many rappers on this list, Jeezy's career kicked off with a moral panic. In 2017, during Shoreline Mafia's early days, Fox 11 Los Angeles ran a report on codeine use that zeroed in on the group's music videos and Instagram posts. The group sampled the news clip and plastered it all over their debut tape, Shoreline Do That Shit. Shoreline Mafias aren't just savvy marketers. Over the past 8 years, they have delivered some of LA's most infectious slaps, largely driven by Jeezy, the group's charismatic leader and the most recognizable Mexican-American rapper working today. They've had ups and downs. What began as a foursome became a breakup to make-up duo, but Jeezy has remained a steady, magnetic presence, chronicling the lifestyle of the young, wild, and lit. And he's sober now. All right, number 46, we got another real rapper in this motherfucker, King Crooked, a.k.a. Crooked I, one of the illest lyricists no matter where you go. All right, I like to see people like this get the motherfucking credit. All right, this nigga go all the way back to Death Row. Number 46, the Syllable Gun. Pound for pound, one of the most gifted, consistent lyricists to come out of LA. This is a student of Corrupt, I would say. Has had 3 albums chart on the Billboard 200, 2 with Slaughterhouse, 1 with Joel Ortiz. Important songs: Crook and Porter, Imagine, Truth or Truth Part 1 with Slaughterhouse. King Crooked, formerly Crooked Eye, has been the backpacker and the bully, the future and the preservationist, a rapper who has compressed several rap careers into one lifetime. The Long Beach Lifer was featured alongside the East Siders and Low Life Gangsters as a teenager. He was then a rookie building block for Death Row 2.0, and when Suge Knight's well had fully dried, he became a pioneering internet presence by necessity. The original Hip Hop Weekly series. This is when I really got locked in with Crooked Eye, was them Hip Hop Weekly freestyles. That nigga was going crazy. From 2007, 2008 was a golden era cook-up with forward-thinking execution. Then came an unlikely star turn with Slaughterhouse, where he was the lone delegate repping the West Coast and perhaps the strongest rapper in the group, predicated on strong rapping. He's now an Eastside elder statesman, syllable stacking with the likes of Rakim, Eminem, Blue, and Corrupt. Shout out to Stephen Lewis. Number 45, we got Evidence. Big shout out to Evidence, man. Somebody who has done a lot of things independently, formerly of Dilated Peoples. I always be forgetting their name. But you know, Evidence, Alchemist. You know what I mean? I forgot the other homie name from the group. But yeah, man, shout out to Evidence. Staying consistent, still out here doing his motherfucking thing. Going through some tragic shit too. But he's still here. Why they belong on this list? The standout rapper in Dilated Peoples, one of the few West Coast groups to achieve commercial success using a boom bap foundation. 5 albums charted on the Billboard 200, 3 with Dilated, 1 with The Alchemist, 1 song as part of Dilated, charted on the Billboard Hot 100. Important songs: Worst Come to Worst, This Way, you know, featuring Ye at his most captivating, Throw It All Away. Evidence work with Dilated Peoples is what most people know him for. Tracks like This Way with Kanye, Worst Come to Worst, Kindness for Weakness were huge, but there was always some debate about who the stronger artist in the group was, Evidence or Raka Era Science. That's the dude with the fro and shit. For a while, Raka was even seen as the better pure MC. And I ain't gonna lie to y'all, man. I low-key got put up on Dilated by playing them motherfucking them early NBA lives, like NBA Live 2000 up to like 04, 05. They always kept a song in the tuck on the motherfucking NBA Live soundtracks. Outside of like when they got what was that album? Neighborhood Watch? Anyway, Evidence's solo career is what pushed him to another level. I remember listening to the Weatherman LP. Yeah, the Weatherman had some shit on it in college and thinking how fresh it felt for West Coast underground music at the time. It bridged the underground and the mainstream, all led by Evidence's self-described slow, offbeat flow. Or as he tells it, I rhyme behind the beat, but never after the fact. Number 44, Everlast. Y'all smoking dope. I know Everlast got a couple off, but what the fuck? Why they belong on the list? The front man of House of Pain, the group that made Jump Around one of the most recognizable rap songs of all time. Yeah, I give you that much. Commercial success. 9 albums on the Billboard charts, including 2 with House of Pain, 2 platinum albums, 1 with House of Pain, 7 songs on the Billboard Hot 100, including the House of Pain song that reached number 3. But didn't he go to do like country music? Wasn't he like the nigga that actually started the I'ma do hip hop to go country blueprint? Important songs. Jump Around is part of House of Pain. On Point is part of House of Pain. Whitey's Revenge. And the fact that Eminem straight bodied his ass always made me look at him different. You ever listen to Quitter? Woo, shit. Before Jelly Roll made the leap from lyrically sharp, street-affiliated white rapper to country star, there was Everlast. He went from house hop club tracks to rowdy anthems with House of Pain, then pivoted to bluesy acoustic songs covering a wide range of topics from addiction-driven narratives to reflections on global suffering, a trajectory Eminem famously mocked in their Dust Up. But Everlast has always been hip-hop to the core. A graffiti kid who went to high school with Ice Cube, rolled with Ice-T, and was a capable rapper. During an era when white MCs had to be twice as nice to be respected, even as guitar-driven music became his main lane, he never turned his back on hip-hop, dropping brolic cult classics as part of La Coca Nostra over the years. Oh, I forgot about La Coca Nostra. I take some of that back. Forgot about that. Number 43, we got the black lip bastard himself. Pastor, excuse me, not bastard. Black lip pastor, sorry. Ab-Soul. Solo Ho. Number 43. Why they belong on the list. Widely regarded as one of the most skilled lyricists, known for telling deeply personal and emotionally resonant stories. 3 albums have charted on the Billboard 200, featuring on one song that appeared on the Billboard Hot 100. Important songs: Book of Soul. Oh my God, talk about gut wrenching. Book of Soul. Terrorist Threats featuring Stanny Brown and Jhené Aiko. And Do Better. Do Better is fucking hard. And Terrorist Threats was dope too during his time. Ab-Soul's life and rap prowess can be encapsulated in one song, The Book of Soul, off his Control System album. The song chronicles Soul's tragic origins, including being born with Steven Johnson syndrome, losing his partner to unaliving herself, rest in peace to Alori Joe, battling mental health issues, and using music as a tool to help get through dark times. The track is masterfully executed and showcases all of the things Ab-Soul is great at, telling stories, making his personal experiences feel relatable, and never shying away from the darker aspects of the human experience. Big shout out to Ab-Soul. I know you've been under a lot of scrutiny lately, and although I wasn't crazy about your latest drop, I do revere you as one of them ones. All right, number 42, we got will.i.am. A lot of people don't know how hip-hop will.i.am really is and how deep his roots go, but I'm sure they're going to get into it here. Number 42, him above Ab-Soul is kind of crazy though, but I guess commercial success puts it over the edge. So here they get into why he belongs on the list. A versatile veteran who crafted some of the most progressive jazz-inspired rap of the 90s before becoming a global superstar. Commercial success as part of Black Eyed Peas. He sold more than 12 million albums and garnered over 2 billion streams in the United States. 35 songs appeared on the Billboard Hot 100, including 4 number 1 hits, 3 of which were with Black Eyed Peas. 1 BEP album topped the Billboard 200 charts, along with 3 multi-platinum albums. Important songs: Puddles of H2O is part of At-Bat Clan. At-Bat Clan is the original group he was part of, signed to Easy motherfucking E. During the gangster rap era, they was on some like, I don't know if you would call it, kind of like Tribe Called Quest, almost on some KMD type shit. You got Joints and Jams, which is a fucking classic. You know, the early Black Eyed Peas when they was breakdancing and shit. And then they have Everybody featuring Planet Asia, another motherfucking gifted MC. I don't know if he's going to make the list, but shout out to Planet Asia. He always been bodying shit. All right? Don't let Boom Boom Pow get you twisted. will.i.am can spit. The Boyle Heights native came up as a protege of Eazy-E, signed to Ruthless Records as part of the Yap-Back Clan, a group heavily influenced by the native tongue movement. After Eazy's death, the group was left in limbo until Will and Abel Diap linked up with Taboo to form the Black Eyed Peas. The early albums offered a jazzier, socially conscious alternative to the gangster rap dominating late 90s hip-hop. Their breakout single, Joints and Jams, laid the groundwork for what was to come, blending upbeat, affirming lyrics with bouncy live instrumentation. That's the joint, that's the jam, that's the joint, that's the jam. That's still my shit to this motherfucking day. Let's move on. Number 41, we got the Lady of Rage, rock rough and stuff, winner of vote bucks. Rock on with your best. All right. And Lady of Rage will out-rap your ass under the table today. All right? Don't get it fucked up. Why she belongs on the list. The most lyrically adept and respected female rapper to come out of the West Coast. She got 1 album on the Billboard 200, 1 song on the Billboard Hot 100. Important songs: Afro Puffs, Stranded on Death Row, where some might argue she had the best verse amongst Bushwick, Corrupt, RBX, and Snoop. Corrupt went stupid on that motherfucker too. RBX even went stupid on that motherfucker, but you know, we'll keep going. Blunts and Drinking Tangeray with Dr. Dre and the Dog Pound. Lady Rage grew up in VA. Okay. Not Virginia, but it's hard to think of Death Row, the defining sound of LA rap, 90s LA rap, without her. She debuted as a core member of the label's camp and quickly became one of its most distinctive voices. That's a fact. Her verses were frequent and often show-stealing, as on both The Chronic and Doggy Style. With a commanding presence, fierce delivery, and lyrical precision, Rage made an immediate impact. Her iconic single Afro Puff, still her best-known song, showcased her raw power and hinted at major hit-making potential. But alas, timing is everything. After years on the Death Row bench, she only released one album, the cult classic Necessary Roughness, which dropped during the label's final days. Even after decades in the game, she remains a stubborn force in hip-hop. In 2024, she delivered a Verse of the Year contender on the Dog Pound's Who the Hardest. Okay? Shout out to Rage. Number 40, we got Coolio. Coolio had some joints. I was never like a big fan of Coolio, but he did have some shit. Very distinctive style. He was almost like a Warren G-ish type nigga though, in his rap style. Why they belong on this list? Crafted one of the most successful and recognizable rap singles of all time. Yeah, you got to give him that. Gangsta Paradise. 3 top 10 singles, including one that reached number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100. 3 albums that charted on the Billboard 200. Gangsta's Paradise featuring LV, Fantastic Voyage, 1, 2, 3, 4, Something New. That was a big one too. Coolio was more than just the man behind a generational earworm. Throughout his career, he walked the line between pop accessibility and social commentary. After his first hit, Fantastic Voyage caught fire. Coolio's signature staggered, pitch-shifting, double-time flow and catchy hooks became ubiquitous. His early hits leaned heavily into party jams, but with success came heavier themes. From the mournful World Stop and Smash Gangsta's Paradise to the tragic storytelling of See You When You Get There, I remember that one too, and the AIDS awareness anthem Too Hot, Coolio wasn't afraid to peel back the layers of societal ills. And of course, as time went by, them motherfucking treetop dreads, you know what I'm saying? Them shits made him a little bit of a caricature of himself. But he definitely had some major success. All right, number 39, we got Fat Lip. All right, from Far Side, right? Yeah. Why they belong on the list? Co-founder and standout member of legendary rap group The Far Side. 3 albums charted on the Billboard 200, including one that went gold. 3 songs reached the Billboard Hot 100. Important songs Passing Me By, international motherfucking classic. As part of the Far Side. Running, as part of the Far Side, one of the motherfucking GOAT songs. Then you got What's Up Fat Lip. Shit, with those first 2, niggas be acting like Far Side just some underground ass nigga, man. They made some iconic shit. Go beyond the cartoonish vocal inflections and zany behavior, and you'll find that the Far Side were truly inventive. World-class MCs. They took the off-center spirit of the native tongues and added layers of exaggerated charisma and immature your mama jokes. One of the group's biggest appeals was its camaraderie, so it's tough to single anyone out, but Fat Lip was the standout. His deep register made his voice instantly recognizable, and he rapped with a mix of humor and self-loathing that still feels ahead of his time. It's probably best captured on his first post-Far Side track, What's Up Fat Lip, where in almost drunken slur he raps, "See, I've been a loser just about all my life." Type that trying to turn a hoe into a housewife. Number 38, we got Cam. Okay? I ain't gonna lie, I ain't really too familiar with Cam, but I'm sure my West Coast niggas are. Why they belong on this list? Effortlessly blended socially conscious themes with gangster rap sounds. 2 albums charted on the Billboard 200. Important songs, Pull Your Hoe Card, Peace Treaty, Woot Woot with DJ Pooh. Cam's career is forever tied to Ice Cube. After debuting on the Boys in the Hood soundtrack, he delivered an incredible verse on Death Certificate's Colorblind. In return, Cam helped solidify Cube's street knowledge label with an underrated classic, Never Again. The lead single, Peace Treaty, captures his appeal. Over a P-Funk loop, Cam honors the 92 Watts gang truce in an authoritative, eloquent baritone. His conscious rap with Nation of Islam bite, making Cam a respected MC, but never mainstream. His most famous track fittingly involves Cube. After falling out with his mentor, Cam released the searing diss, Woot Woot. Even if he was righteous, Cam wasn't one to play with, they say. I got to dig into his discography a little bit. Number 37, we got Mac 10. Yeah. Vallejo. All right. Why they belong on the list? A crucial member of the rap supergroup West Side Connection and owner of the influential Who Bangin' Records imprint. 10 albums charted on the Billboard 200, including one with West Side Connection that peaked at number 2. 3 solo albums were certified gold. 7 songs charted on the Billboard Hot 100, including 3 as part of West Side Connection. For Life, featuring Ice Cube. Nothing But the Cavi hit, featuring the Dog Pound and Bada. It's part of West Side Connection. Fucking legendary songs. Mac 10 might be the most overlooked legacy act from California, they say. As 1/3 of West Side Connection, he didn't have Cube's depth or Dub C's lyrical precision, but he brought blunt force, raw, direct, and closer to the street. A product of the Queen Street Bloods, his rhymes were piercing and unflinchingly violent. He put it best on King of Chevys. All I talked about is money and crack. Yep, gangster shit. Blood, political shit, whack. What he lacked in flow, he made up for in Master P level business savvy. His Who Bangin' Records imprint with Priority helped push several local staples throughout the late 90s and 2000s, including an album with MC8. The label even launched a promising urban film division. Who could forget the hood classic Thicker Than Water with Fat Joe, written by Dejan Paul. Number 36, we got Tash. Okay, they digging in the crates now. 1/3 of the Alcoholics of the Licks, you know what I mean? One of the most respected rap groups to come from LA. 1 song charted on the Billboard Hot 100. 4 albums reached the Billboard 200. Only When I'm Drunk are the important songs. Damn, Hip Hop Drunkies featuring ODB. When the Alcoholics hit the scene in the early 90s, self-serious gangster rap was the dominant sound coming out of the city, but Taz, J-Ro, and producer E. Swift won a different wave. They were essentially frat rap for the hood, crafting songs about getting faded, chasing women, and getting even more faded. Social issues weren't on their radar, nor was the psychological toll of growing up in poverty. Ironically, they were introduced to the world by King T, a pioneering figure in gangster rap. Every Alcoholics song felt like a house party, even if their music was seen as lacking depth. Everyone knew they were beasts on the mic. The chemistry between Tash and J-Ro, the ad-libs, chants, and random vocal sound effects was a part of the experience. Tash was slightly more aggressive and technically sharper, often still in the spotlight. In many ways, the Licks embodied the early spirit of West Coast hip-hop, rocking funky beats, fun vibes, and MCing to control the crowd. Next up, we got Murs, another underground OG. Shout out to Murs. He done put in a lot of motherfucking work. That motherfucker might got 100 albums. You know what I mean? Why they belong on this list? A crew member of Living Legends, one of the most popular supergroups in underground hip-hop history, who transcended his success into mainstream fame with multiple albums with Ninth Wonder. Ninth Wonder on the track. 6 albums charted on the Billboard 200, including 3 collaborations with Ninth Wonder, one with Fashawn. Fashawn is that nigga. See, this going through this LA list is really putting me back in touch with some people that were like integral parts of my development as an MC, as a lover of hip hop, and just like breaking out of just strictly regional shit. Cause like Fashawn could go bar for bar with anybody. We're not talking about him right now, but I am. Anyway, Mayday, 1 song charted on the hot R&B hip hop songs chart. Important songs: Bad Man with Ninth Wonder, Yesterday and Today with Ninth Wonder, Woman Tonight with Slug, and he's got way more important songs than those. Murs is an anomaly of sorts. He's one of the biggest underground artists from LA, but he's affiliated with the Living Legends crew, which didn't make him a staple of the Project Blowed scene. He went east and signed with LP's Def Jux. He then followed all of that up with his work with Ninth Wonder, with Murs 316 and Murray's Revenge, both being underground classics. You goddamn right. Murs appeals to a broader audience than his underground brethren. His rhymes are straightforward, self-deprecating, and fun at times. He can work with Snoop Dogg and Shock G and still be a part of the group. like Three Melancholy Gypsies with Sky Rubin and Eli. He's able to rap about the streets, but also admit that he's more Coldplay than he is Ice-T. Excuse me. He's a guy who can make weird music and soulful music in the same breath, and for that reason, any day can be Murs Day. Not to mention that he's also transitioned into doing like Christian hip hop in latter years. 34, we got Dub C. Yeah, let's go. Why they belong on this list? Hey, do we really need to go through why he belongs on this list? It's Dub motherfucking C. A real spitter with multiple chapters in his career, from Low Profile and Mad Circle to West Side Connection, and a late career solo run. He's got 6 albums that appeared on the Billboard 200 chart, 6 songs charted on the Billboard Hot 100, including 2 with West Side Connection. Important songs: The Streets featuring Snoop and Nate Dogg, Just Clowning and Gangsters Make the World Go Round. Yes, indeed, as part of West Side Connection. Mac 10 Bang Red, Dub C Bang Blue, and Ice Cube Saw Green. That is how West Side Connection came together in the 90s, a true supergroup. Each member arrived fully formed. While West Side Connection put Dub C on the national stage, he already had a solid local reputation, first with Low Profile and Mad Circle, which included a young Coolio. Cube and Mac had presence and delivery. Dub C was a technician. His style featured sharp, sibilant bursts in which he spit multi-syllabic bars out like sunflower seeds, as if he were the LA version of E40. He was a rapper's rapper, battle-ready, and a top-tier storyteller, spinning vivid, creative, and cinematic street tales. On The Shadiest One, he narrates a heist gone wrong, and on Something to Live For, he centers on a ransom situation involving his daughter. Number 33, yeah, let's go, Raz Cass and this motherfucker, man. Yeah, let's keep the spitters in rotation. One of the most intellectually sharp and socially political rappers to come out of LA, not to mention his offspring came out this bitch rapping hard too. 2 albums on the Billboard 200, 3 songs on the Hot R&B Hip Hop chart. Important songs: Nature of the Threat, Soul on Motherfucking Ice, An Interview with a Vampire. Raz Cass is one of LA's most profound and critically acclaimed lyricists, a true intellectual force in hip hop. His debut, Soul on Ice, named after the controversial Eldridge Cleaver memoir, established his reputation for intricate wordplay, layered metaphors, fearless social commentary, and high-concept storytelling. On tracks like Nature of the Threat, he unpacks racial history with sharp punchlines and historical insight, a level of depth rare in West Coast rap at the time. His lyrical prowess earned him widespread respect and guest spots alongside nearly every elite underground MC of the late 90s, from Cannabis to Corrupt to Saphir. Number 32, we got Ace Leon. All right. Ace been around for a very long time as well. The leading figure of Project Blow, the most influential open mic in underground hip-hop history. Got 2 albums charted on Billboard's Independent Albums chart. Important songs: Mic Check, Hot Potatoes, part of his Freestyle Fellowship, also Legends, and The Guidelines. He's the grandson of Coltrane, the nephew of Miles, and Charlie Parker told him he left him the style, at least according to Ace Leon. In the world of California underground hip-hop, few institutions are as essential as Project Blow, the open mic collective that began at South Central's Good Life Cafe in 1989. For decades, Ace has been its figurehead. His career started in Freestyle Fellowship, the group that was made of Micah 9, Peace, and Self Jupiter. They were a blend of improvisational flows, jazz cadences, the heavyweight style, the chopping it up flow. It all originated with the Fellowship. AC would go on to be a solid solo artist with All Balls Don't Bounce and A Book of Human Language being certified cult classics. AC Leon is still active. He once proclaimed that the world never fall the fuck off. Proclaimed that he would never fall the fuck off. We promise, excuse me for my stumble, as he's mostly held that to be true. Number 31, Yo. They got Yo ranked kind of high on this bit. A pioneer of the male versus female argumentative rap song format. Commercial success: 3 songs charted on the Billboard Hot 100, 3 albums charted on the Billboard 200. Can't Play With My Yo-Yo, It's a Man's World with Ice Cube, and the Bonnie and Clyde theme featuring Ice Cube. Yeah, important song. Yo-Yo burst on the scene under Ice Cube's wing as more than a pretty face. She was a quick-witted rhymer ready to infiltrate the boys' club with a fiery pen to back her up. Her Make Way for the Mother Load, debuted in 1991, was a statement on women's empowerment, delivered with candor through Yo-Yo's South Los Angeles tinted lens. Following up with Black Pearl and You Better Ask Somebody, she stamped herself over the next 2 years as an intelligent black woman, a tried and true ride or die, a community advocate, and ultimately an individual who explicitly knows what she wants and how to get it. Shout out to Yo-Yo. Number 30, we got '03 Greedo. Somebody I'm also not as familiar with, but I'm sure my West Coast niggas is. I know the name though. Why did he belong on the list? One of the more innovative rappers today, known for blending bluesy melodies with high quality rapping. 2.5 million monthly listeners on Spotify. 2 albums appeared on the iTunes Top 100 charts. Important songs, Never Been, Sweet Lady, and Substance. I think your name, hey man, respectfully, I think they got you too high. Greedo painting purple and gray, channeling the familiar frequencies of Tupac and Roger Troutman with his own original grape flavoring. Massive sprawl and intricate gang politics make it especially hard to forge an LA rap anthem, yet Greedo has a whole set of them. As a singer, his wails and croaks soundtrack Paranoia or Conquest or both. It's impossible to separate the Grape Street General from his evil twin, Draco the Ruler. Both went down for cruel and winding legal odysseys at the same time, and together they were architects of the now eminent Nervous music. He's done an admirable job holding it down in Draco's absence while advancing his own dark earworm style in creative ways. Shout out to him though. 29, we got motherfucking J-Rock. Yeah. J-Rock getting some credit. Top 30. It's the fuck I'm talking about. 90059 be the zip, bitch. Why they belong on this list? A consistent veteran presence on the LA rap scene, was the first rapper to break out from TDE. Facts. Commercial success, 1 song on the Billboard Hot 100, 3 albums debuted on the Billboard 200. Important songs, All My Life, featuring Lil Wayne and will.i.am. King's Dead, of course, featuring Kendrick Lamar, Future, and James Blake. And you got Money Trees with Kendrick Lamar. He's got way more than that, though. Before Kendrick Lamar took up the torch as Top Dog Entertainment's leading figure, J-Rock was the one to push the brand into the mainstream. From the beginning, TDE's original flagship artist had commanded respect. His bellowing vocals, adding increased gravitas to every word he utters. Like many artists, his journey through the industry hasn't always been the easiest. But rather than running from the low lights, the Watts rapper dives into them headstrong. After a motorcycle accident nearly took his life and threatened to derail his rap career, he returned in 2018 with his most polished album, Redemption. Here he touches on label issues, shuffling through hospital beds, and the general discomfort of ascending the mountain on the strength of unflinching drive, only to find himself right back on the brink of collapse. All right, big shout out to motherfucking J-Rock. Number 28, we got Roddy Ricch. Yeah, with the box. Oh, shit. Why they belong on the list? A gifted hit maker with an unreal ability to craft songs featuring catchy choruses. Had to put a lick with the box. Had to pull a stick with the box. One album debuted number 1 on the Billboard 200 album charts. 2 songs reached number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100, including 1 certified single that is certified diamond. Important songs, The Box, of course, Ballin' with Mustard, Rockstar with the Baby, and one of my motherfucking favorites, High Fashion. Roddy Ricch dropped some of his best work when he was only a teenager. His Feed the Street series showed just how much potential the 19-year-old rapper had. Tracks like Die Young and Down Below sounded like they could have been made by someone twice his age, sparkling with maturity and seamlessly meshing melodic rap with concise storytelling. That skill was most evident on his critically acclaimed debut album, Please Excuse Me for Being Antisocial. That album capped off one of the hottest starts we've seen in recent memory. He's been understandably criticized for his work post-Antisocial, but that doesn't negate everything that he accomplished in the late 2010s. Number 27, we got Daz Dillinger in this motherfucker. Yeah. esteemed rapper and producer who still doesn't get all of his motherfucking credit. Some of them beats you thought was Dre was Daz. We'll continue though. A foundational figure in the rise of Death Row Records. Commercial success. 15 albums appeared on the Billboard 200, including 9 with the Dog Pound. One album debuted at number 1 on the Billboard 200 as part of the Dog Pound. You wouldn't think he had so many accomplishments. 15 albums on the Billboard 200 ain't no motherfucking nothing to scoff at. Important songs. What Would You Do as part of the Dog Pound featuring Snoop Doggy Dogg and Jewel. Put the Monkey in It featuring Superfly. Shout out to Superfly. Let's Play House as part of the Dog Pound featuring Michelle A. Daz Dillinger's impact on West Coast hip-hop goes far beyond his role in shaping Death Row's sound. His production skills are undeniable, but don't sleep on the lyrics. Daz is the big boy that corrupts Andre 3000. Interesting comparison there. And he's had plenty of moments to shine behind the mic, from his opening bars on Tupac's Got My Mind Made Up and his short but stellar verse on Snoop Dogg's Doggy Dogg World to his profound delivery on Nate Dogg's These Days. Daz has consistently delivered outspoken gangster rhymes with authentic versatility. He's also one of the most prolific rappers on this list with over 20 solo albums to his name. I didn't know he had that much, goddamn. Well, I guess shit, if 15 of them was on the goddamn thing. 20 solo album, though, God. Number 26, we've got Doja Cat. I think she's a little high because she probably got the least amount of rap verses of anybody on this list. But we'll continue. Why they belong on the list. The most commercially successful female rapper to come out of LA. Yeah, that'll do it. Commercial success. And that's not taken away from her talent when I say least amount of rap verses. The most multi-platinum certified female rapper in RIAA history, with 13 songs selling over 1 million units. Has charted 28 songs on the Billboard Hot 100, including 9 top 10 hits and 2 that peaked at number 1. All 4 of her albums have appeared on the Billboard 200, with 2 reaching top 5. Important songs: Paint the Town Red, Agora Hills, which isn't a rap song, and Say So, featuring Nicki Minaj, also not particularly a rap song. Features rap vocals, though. People often debate whether Doja Cat is truly a rapper. Given her massive pop success and the amount of singing in her music, she's been listening to the chatter and responded with Scarlet, a genuine rap record that showcases her ability to thrive in the hip-hop world. It was a reminder that even as a triple threat, she is first and foremost a great rapper. Tracks like Attention, I did like that one. Find her directly addressing doubters with sharp bars. What makes her even more dangerous is that she can turn rap tracks into hits. Paint the Town Red was a big one. Became the fastest solo female rap song to hit 100 million streams on Spotify. She's come a long way from meme songs about cows. And as she's told detractors before, you will respect her pen. We'll see how that goes with this upcoming album. Number 25, we got Tyga. Tyga, you way too high. I don't give a fuck about your impact, nigga. You way too high. Respect, though. Nah, fuck that. You way too high. Why they belong on this list? Over the past decade, no one has dominated LA radio and house parties quite like Tyga. Commercial success: 34 songs on the Billboard Hot 100, including 3 top 10 hits, 7 albums charted on the Billboard 200, with 3 reaching the top 10 and 1 certified platinum. Important songs: Rack City, a big one, Taste featuring Offset, and Ayo with Chris Brown. If for whatever reason you're skeptical about Tyga's impact in Los Angeles, just turn on the radio next time you're in the city. His music is inescapable, and for good reason. There's something about his breezy sound that just feels right whenever you're driving around the eternally sunny neighborhoods of LA. Since the late 2000s, he's been making bouncy celebratory anthems from Rack City to Taste that have soundtracked a whole era of West Coast rap. And yes, Tyga's music is most potent in sunny California, but he's also been an ambassador for the region's summery sound, releasing numerous charting singles. Numbers don't lie. All right. There you have it, Tyga. Put the lime in the coconut and mix it all up, shall we? 24, Draco the Ruler. Now, his influence is unmistakable. You know what I'm saying? Rest in peace. Why they belong on this list? A modern-day cult legend and arguably the most influential figure in LA's contemporary rap scene. Commercial success, one song charted on the Bubbling Under Hot 100, over 1.2 monthly listeners on Spotify. Important songs, Flu Flamin', Talk to Me featuring Drake, Impatient Freestyle. Okay, his career gave us a gauntlet of uniqueness, hilarity, and triumph. His life as an Angelino was harrowing and emblematically tragic. It all comes together like Mark Twain and Franz Kafka underneath the Rolls-Royce umbrella. Draco first emerged as the West's most original linguist since E40. His 2017 breakout gave us self-described lingo bingo like Flu Flamin', Big Bank Uchis, Pippi Longstocking, and Hood Trophy. He was then contorted into a cautionary tale and folklorically beat life twice while his lyrics and videos were bumped in court. His case became a literal power shifter in City Hall. His reemergence at the end of 2020 was thrilling, with Draco dropping both street classics and club bobbers without switching up his trademark style. His December 2021 killing at Once Upon a Time in LA Festival will never be forgotten. That was crazy as hell. From the dredges of Men's Central Jail to the gilded halls of Neiman Marcus on Wilshire, the music stays in heavy rotation and the influence is forever prevalent. All right, once again, rest in peace. Next up, 23, we got Vince Staples. All right, at number 23, top 25 nigga in the city. Why he belongs on the list: successfully blended wit, vivid storytelling, and ambitious album making. Commercial success, 8 albums on the Billboard 200, 1 platinum single, and 2 certified gold singles. I like that they list off people's accomplishments, though, because some people you might not even think, but they be doing some shit. Important songs, North North, Yeah Right, Hive with Earl Sweatshirt and Casey Veggies. Vince Staples' knack for world building was clear as early as his 2015 video for the future-assisted Senorita, in which he strolls through an apocalyptic life-size museum exhibit, the lone relaxed face in a sea of chaos and destruction. It's a fitting metaphor for much of the first half of his catalog. Rowdy, raucous production laced with unease, while Staples cuts through it all with razor-sharp bars. His ambition shines on the experimental album Big Fish Theory, where he worked with producers like Flume and Selfie, and on the snappy FMI, A Love Letter to LA Radio, or FM, excuse me, A Love Letter to FM Radio, LA Radio. I'm treading ya, Aipin. More recently, his albums have embraced a more muted sonic palette, creating space for reflection on his journey and place in the world. I do have my font a little small. His ambition shines on the experimental. We just went through that. More recently, his albums have embraced, and we went through that as well. His wit, perspective, and insight have always been his strongest assets, whether in music, a TV show, or his X account. We still ain't even top 20 at this bitch yet. Earl Sweatshirt number 22. For me, I'm gonna respect Earl. I feel like he has so much potential, and I just never really heard it. Like, he can rap his ass off, though. He one of them, I was just like, man, I thought he was going to be better. Or make better music, I should say, because he's fire on the mic. But I don't enjoy his music. Why did he belong on this list? Went from being Odd Future's most mysterious member to a leader in the modern underground, helping mold its sound. That is true. 5 albums charted on the Billboard 200, with 1 cracking the top 10 and 1 going gold. 3 songs certified gold. Important songs: Riot, Earl, and Chum. And of course, Chum is one of them ones that really solidified his lyrical prowess. There was a while there where we weren't sure Earl would ever fulfill his tantalizing promise, let alone become one of the best bar-for-bar rappers in the game. Sent to boarding school just as the Odd Future crew hit its peak, the mystery of Earl buoyed his stature until he made his return. Instead of cashing in on the hype with bombast and color, he went about turning the English language on its head, dropping albums that boast little outside minimal beats and bars to tantalizing that they unfold much like the mysteries of another LA staple, David Lynch. Number 21, MC Ren. Faith is what you make it. That's the hardest shit since MC Ren. Why they belong on this list? The most vicious member of the most vicious rap group of all time, NWA. Commercial success, 7 albums charted on the Billboard 200, including one NWA album that hit number 1, 2 platinum albums with NWA, 3 solo songs appeared on the Billboard Hot 100. Important songs, Straight Outta Compton is part of NWA, Real Niggas Don't Die is part of NWA, and Mayday on the Front Line. You think being the middle child is hard? Try being the youngest member of NWA. MC Ren is the most underrated pure rapper to come out of LA. Hey, y'all putting a lot of dip on the chip. That's the consequence of being in a group full of shooting stars. He didn't have Ice Cube's depth, Dr. Dre's hit-making instincts, or Eazy-E's charisma. What he did have was real lyrical ability and blunt force delivery. He might have been too hardcore. His verses were often the most explicit and graphic. Try listening to NWA's One Less Bitch, a song about a blink, and then murdering her with 25 years. Big facts. After NWA, he went solo and embraced the Nation of Islam right in the middle of making Shock of the Hour. It's a fascinating listen, capturing a man caught between his gangster rap roots and his evolving political and spiritual beliefs. Number 20, Warren G. Wake up, wake up. Why they belong on the list? Some motherfucking legend, that's why. Played a key role in bringing G-Funk to the mainstream, especially with the success of Regulate with Nate Dogg. Commercial success, 8 songs on the Billboard Hot 100, including 2 top 10 hits, 5 albums charted on the Billboard 200, with 1 being certified triple platinum. Important songs, Regulate featuring Nate Dogg. This DJ group you love is part of 213. Def Jam might not exist today if it weren't for Warren G. By the mid-90s, the Powerhouse record label was on the brink of bankruptcy. It was Warren's debut, Regulate, the G-Funk era, backed by the Nate Dogg-assisted hit single Regulate, that helped put the label back in good financial standing. The track finds Warren and Nate kicking vivid storytelling over a sample of Michael McDonald's I Keep Forgetting Every Time You're Near on the defining G-Funk song of the era. Its follow-up single, this DJ cemented Warren's crossover credibility via his laid-back flow and pioneering production style. Plus, let's not forget Warren's other role in hip-hop history. He famously played 213's demo tape featuring himself, Snoop, and Nate Dogg for his stepbrother Dr. Dre at a bachelor party, paving way for one of hip-hop's most consequential partnerships. Facts. Number 19, Dom Kennedy. That's kind of high for Dom. Top 20 LA all time. All right, hey, fuck it. We fuck with Dom. Why they belong on this list? An indie legend who makes songs that dominate LA parties. All right, 3 albums charted on the Billboard 200, 1 appearance on the Billboard Hot 100, My Type of Party, After School, and I Love Dom are his important songs, they say. Got way too many. Few artists based in modern-day Los Angeles have a better catalog than Dom Kennedy. The Lamar Park native chases leisure, luxury, and other people's money with a laid-back flow over effortlessly smooth production. The Watermelon Sunday MC, I thought y'all would have put that in the important songs, to be honest. Defined by his lazy drawl and love of palm trees and warm weather, provides the perfect soundtrack for a sunny LA day. Dom rose independently during the blog era as one of the West Coast's most intriguing voices. His music is full of mentions in classic cars, streetwear, and ideal LA date spots woven with stories of South Central life and romantic escapades. It's all a part of Kennedy's lifestyle rap catalog. The West Side Would Love to the Yellow Album, To Get Home Safely, is one of the sneakily great rap runs in recent memory. That's true. Jean Paul, he gonna lay it on thick for his. Number 18, we got Sugar Free. Yeah. Sugar Free got shit, man. He got some shit. Why they belong on the list? A one-of-a-kind stylish technician who told exaggerated stories about pimping in the streets. 2 albums that charted on the Billboard 200. Important songs, I'd rather give you my meh, Why You Bullshitting, and On My Way. Sugar Free might not have the mainstream acclaim of some of his West Coast peers, but in California, he's rightly hailed as a legend. He made his mark with a grandiose pimp lifestyle and persona, explicit and slick rhymes, and an off-kilter delivery. His 1997 debut, Street Gospel, produced by DJ Quick, Another motherfucking legend. Shout out to Quick. I always give him his props every time I see his name. Showcase Sugar Free's storytelling knack and comedic charm over a soundscape soaked in the funky ethos of 1990s California. His charisma and almost machine-like rap flow, yeah, for sure. Check out this 1995. Oh yeah, that motherfucking kitchen freestyle where he beating that motherfucker and rapping at the same time, where he uses a nickel and a pen as drums, has influenced a wide spectrum of rappers from superstars like Kendrick Lamar to underground upstarts like Bruiser Wolf. If you want to see the influence, just look up for free. All right. Number 17, Schoolboy Q, who had Sugar Free on his debut album. Let's get the groovy Q, man. Number 17 out there bit. Why they belong on this list? A core member of TDE, Schoolboy Q helped bring an avant-garde edge to LA gangster rap. Commercial success. 6 albums have charted on the Billboard 200, including one that peaked at number 1 and eventually went platinum. 12 songs have landed on the Billboard Hot 100. Important songs that Parmino that part, all my bitches in the bitches. That part, I just want the paper. That part. You got Hands on the Wheel featuring ASAP Rocky. Facts. Man of the Year. What's that shit I like? Money's on my mind. What you talking about? My shit. Got too many of them motherfuckers. Thank God for me. God for me. Schoolboy Q built a loyal fan base by refusing to follow trends. His music often features trippy, off-kilter production laced with dark themes and street-level realism, making it as much a mood as it is a sound. Yak, yak. He stands out as one of LA's most compelling voices. Since his debut in 2011, he has struck a rare balance between mosh pit bangers, gritty street tales, and introspective deep cuts. There are the playful radio staples like and collard greens. Oh, like she ring. The turn-up anthem like Yeah Yeah and Man of the Year. And the menacing narratives like Raymond 1969, that shit still hard. And Groovy Tony, Eddie Kane. And the reflective moments like John Weir and Tukey Knows Too. This nigga got too many. He got too many. In 2024, he flipped the script once more. After a 6-year hiatus, he returned with Blue Lips, one of the year's standout rap albums, built on quaint jazz samples, quirky loops, and a bold push toward reinvention. Q got too many. The fact that niggas don't even be saying his name enough is a problem. He should be top 15, honestly. But that's just me saying it. Number 16, we got King T. All right? Excuse me. Why belong on the list? A pioneering figure in gangster rap that's true, founder and leader of the influential Liquid Crew. 4 albums charted on the Billboard 200. Important songs, Act a Fool, At Your Own Risk, and Dippin'. A true architect of West Coast hip-hop, King T remains a foundational figure from Compton. He debuted in 1988 with Act a Fool, showcasing the distinctive deep voice, a laid-back yet commanding flow, and a sharp sense of humor. More than just an acclaimed MC, he played a vital mentorship role helping shape the careers of artists like Exhibit and the Alcoholics. His influence even reached the East Coast. The Notorious B.I.G. reportedly studied his flow while crafting Ready to Die. Just listen to Dippin'. King T's consistency and role in shaping the LA sound secured his place as one of the West's most respected and underrated legends. Number 15, we got YG. Now I like YG. YG got a lot of bangers, and he got hits under his belt. But I don't know, top 15 with some of the other niggas that was in the back blocks of it. But respect to YG though. Why they belong on this list? YG has managed to stay grounded in traditional LA sounds while adjusting his music to fit the times. Commercial success, 22 songs charted on the Billboard Hot 100, including 1 top 10 hit. 11 albums made the Billboard 200, with 5 reaching the top 10. Important songs, Big and Back being Boo, classic. Who Do You Love, featuring Drake, and F the President, DT that is, featuring Nipsey Hussle. YG's career has been so long and notable that people forget he rose to fame during the often disrespected jerking era. That's true. Blending viral dance craze sounds with California's signature gangster rap rhetoric and explicit sexual bravado, the tooted and booted rapper helped usher in I'm tripping over here. I'm getting tongue tied and shit. Ratchet music wave in the early 2010s. But a key part of YG's story is his adaptability. Over the years, he's revealed multiple dimensions. His seminal debut album, My Crazy Life, was a coming-of-age record that served as the raw, on-the-ground counterpart to Kendrick's more reflective Good Kid, Mad City. Big facts. Later, songs like FDT with Nipsey and FTP, released during the George Floyd protests, solidified him as a voice not just for LA, but for the political moment. Okay. Number 14, we got X to the Z Exhibit. Bit, man. Y'all get this shit fucked up with Pimp My Ride. That nigga Exhibit will wrap your ass under the table today, too. And what you see is what you get now. It's my shit. Paparazzi, nigga. A versatile and ferocious rapper known for both battle raps and feel-good club anthems. And that nigga played in motherfucking 8 Mile rapping out there at that motherfucking food truck, nigga. At New Detroit Stamping. Commercial success. 7 albums charted on the Billboard 200, including 1 platinum release. 6 songs reached the Billboard Hot 100. Important songs, Paparazzi, What You See Is What You Get, and X. Long before Exhibit was putting cars inside of cars because he heard you like cars, the rapper turned Pimp My Ride host was one of the West Coast's baddest MCs. Big fucking facts. Though X to the Z moved to Cali as a teenager, he quickly adopted the city's gangster rap sound, putting his own hardcore spin on the style with early LPs like his underrated 1996 debut At the Speed of Life. His success earned him a look from Dr. Dre, who lent production assistance on Exhibit's 2 most successful albums, Restless and Man vs. Machine. Them bitches hard. If you ain't never heard them, run them bitches today. While Exhibit found greater fame on TV, his work as a rapper remains a touchstone for much of California's modern gangster rap. Number 13, we got Corrupt. Corrupt, Young Gotti. Yeah, let's get to it. I don't know why he ain't top 10, to be honest. Why they belong on this list? The best lyricist from the Dog Pound, one of the most ferocious rappers of all time. Commercial success, he's released 12 albums that charted on the Billboard 200. Important songs, New York, City of Dreams. Featuring Snoop Dogg, Calling Out Names, Explosive, West Coast, with Dr. Dre, 6'2", Hitman, and Nate Dogg. Corrupt was born in Philadelphia but raised in California, bringing the East Coast ferocity to West Coast rap. As one half of the Dog Pound, he fused supreme technical ability with a voice that commands authority, lacing tracks like New York with a menacing presence that placed him among Death Row's elite. In any room full of legends, Corrupt's voice cuts through. On Snoop Dogg's Ain't No Fun and Dr. Dre's Explosive, Young Gotti's perverted bravado is seen stealing, but Corrupt never needed a co-pilot to reach cruising altitude. Albums like Corruption and The Streets Is a Mother may not have topped the charts, but they've long been canon among West Coast purists. Big facts. Shout out to motherfucking Corrupt and his little brother. Number 12, we got MC8. Yeah, let's get the motherfucking, let's get to the nigga, man. Straight up menace. Why they belong on this chip. One of the original narrative-driven rappers known for vivid depictions of street life and its consequences. Commercial success, 9 albums charted on the Billboard 200, 3 with Compton's Most Wanted, and 1 solo release went gold, 1 single that charted on the Billboard Hot 100. Important songs, Straight Up Menace, Hood Took Me Under is part of Compton's Most Wanted, Mad City with Kendrick Lamar. Big facts. Had that resurgence. Wake your punk ass up for the 9-3 shot. The opening line from MC8's breakout 1993 single, Straight Up Menace, is as iconic as 8 himself, so much so that he had to redo it on Kendrick shit. Even in his Compton's Most Wanted days, 8 rapped with a guttural tone and forceful delivery, telling stories rooted in the gritty realities of street life. While many of his contemporaries experimented with more commercial party-oriented records, 8 stayed committed to his reality rap style. He's also one of the elder statesmen of West Coast rap who has remained creatively inspired over the last 15 years. He's caught a second win, arguably delivering the best guest verse on Good Kid, Mad City. That's arguable for sure. Releasing a standout album produced by DJ Premier, that shit was hard. And perhaps most importantly, collaborating with DJ Quick, officially squashing one of rap's most notorious beefs. Big facts. All right. Number 11, we've got The Game. And this was a controversial piece right here because The Game is fucking angry that he ain't top 10. He really want to be top 5. All right. And if you go off of pure talent, I might say Game is top 5. But everything else about him negates that shit. Anyway, they say why they belong on the list. A key transitional figure bringing Dr. Dre-led 90s rap to the 2000s. Rise of artists like Kendrick Lamar and Nipsey Hussle. Commercial success, 3 number 1 albums, including 1 double platinum release, featured on 16 Hot 100 hits, with 2 reaching the top 5. I believe that's 2 double platinum releases. The documentary and The Doctor's Advocate, if I'm not mistaken. But we'll continue. Important songs. Hate It or Love It, featuring 50 Cent. It's Okay, One Blood, featuring Junior Reed. And My Life, featuring Lil Wayne. Where would West Coast? I mean, he had too many of them motherfuckers off that first album, nigga. Start from scratch, nigga. Come on, man. Dream. What was the shit? Don't Need Your Love, nigga. I ain't gonna lie. We could throw Game to the side, but that time period, 2005, nigga. When I heard what that nigga say? I got some shit on my chest. I must confess. Last night I was the nigga that shot up your project. I said, oh, who is this nigga? That motherfucking back-to-back freestyle that nigga did with fucking Fabulous back in the days. The motherfucking Sunshine freestyle that nigga did for like 6-7 minutes. Who be? Standing on the corner. What'd he say? I forgot how that fucking shit go. The nigga with the toaster. Y'all know what the fuck I'm talking about if you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, let's keep going. I don't want to get stuck on Game too long. But Game in his prime, I gotta be honest, was my nigga. I don't really rock with him today though, sadly. Where would West Coast hip hop be without The Game? Today, he's often seen as a bridge between 90s LA rap and the figures who would dominate the 2010s. But in the mid-2000s, there was a moment when The Game, known for his aggressive name dropping, was aiming for the throne. Sounding like a mix of Ice Cube and Banging on Wax era Bloods and Crips, Game was a rapper's rapper. One with razor-sharp rhymes, intricate storytelling, and an elite ear for beats. His debut album, The Documentary, was the West Coast Get Rich or Die Trying. That was his supernova moment. After that, he settled into a blue-collar run, consistently dropping releases, beefing with almost every rapper, and solidifying his place in LA rap history. And Game, for all of his missteps as a human being, he could still rap with the best of them today. It just don't really matter because you can't look at him the same. Number 10, we got Nipsey Hussle, Neighborhood Nip. So why they belong on this list? Entrepreneurial and innovative. He became one of the most impactful LA rappers from the city due to contributions on and off wax. Okay, 9 songs on the Billboard Hot 100, 5 albums on the Billboard 200, with 1 peaking at number 2, 1 album certified double platinum. Important songs, Grinding on My Life, Grinding on My Life, yeah. Blue Laces 2, Keys to the City, and that's not even counting Hustle in the House, which is the one that put the nigga on my radar. I still bump that shit like it just came out. Nip got too many of them bitches too, though, for real. To talk about the greatest rappers from Los Angeles without naming Nipsey Hussle is to miss the heartbeat of the city. Now, if I'm going off of pure rap and accomplishments, I don't know if I put Nipsey over Game, just to be fair. But impact and long-standing legacy, definitely. Let me get back to this. To talk about the greatest rappers from Los Angeles without naming Nipsey Hussle is to miss the heartbeat of the city. Nip was special. He used rap as a vehicle to educate, elevate, and really put the city on game. Raised in Crenshaw, he was teaching us about ownership, investing, real estate, and reinvesting in the block. Not just in his music, but through his everyday actions. Big facts. He was just influential as a person. It wasn't just punchlines with him, it was principles too. When the marathon dropped in the early 2010s, their best friend, whoever wrote this, said Nip would be the one to carry LA into its next chapter. I'll admit, I didn't fully get it until Victory Lap came in 8 years later. That's when I felt the chills she'd always talked about. He was rapping his ass off on tracks like Hustle and Motivate and Grinding on My Life. But these were also songs with deeper meaning, blueprints for survival and success in a system stacked against you. He was one of the few rappers who stood 10 toes down on what he preached. That's what made him Nip the Great. Calm, calculated, and speaking the truth with the quiet force of someone who knew his words would outlive them. Excuse me. Yeah, you might have to put Nip a little higher too. Off impact alone. Number 9, we got Eazy-E. Eazy-E definitely up here from impact. Why they belong on this list helped create the modern prototype of what a gangster rapper looked and sounded like. Commercial success, one number 1 album on the Billboard 200 with NWA, 1 triple platinum album with NWA, 2 solo projects certified double platinum. Success out the wazoo. Important song, Real Motherfucking G's featuring Gangsta Dresta and BG Knockout. Boys in the Hood, Easy Does It. He didn't write his own lyrics and he damn sure didn't make the beats he rapped on, but in his time, nobody embedded West Coast hip-hop like Eazy-E. With his White Sox hat, Jerry curl, and blunt bars, Eazy-E transfigured himself from a local D-boy to the first ambassador of gangster rap. His discography plays out like a list of I'm Him moments. His first single, Boys in the Hood, became the title of John Singleton's classic hood movie, while Schoolie D and Ice-T more or less created gangster rap. Straight Outta Compton became its most explosive symbol. Eazy's involvement with California's most indelible rap moments. NWA became the first rap group to be targeted by the FBI, made him an icon. Number 8, Be Real from Cypress motherfucking Hill. Got him a little high, I ain't gonna lie, but you know, longevity plays a part in this too, I suppose. Why they belong on this list? Frontman of the commercial giant Cypress Hill, one of the first Latin rappers to find mainstream success in hip-hop, and that's no hate to Be Real. Inhale, exhale. I know this shit. I fuck with them niggas. Over 7 million records sold in the U.S., 12 albums charted on the Billboard 200, including one that hit number 1. 11 of those albums were with Cypress Hill. 6 songs that charted on the Billboard 100. Important songs, How I Could Just Kill a Man, fucking legendary. That shit was on the motherfucking Juice soundtrack from the West Coast. Insane in the Brain, and Hand on the Pump. It's a rite of passage for teenagers in LA to spend at least 420 hot boxing on a hand-me-down car, while blasting Cypress Hill's hits from the bong. Whether you're smoking a joint, hitting a piece, or lugging the bong around town, this is one thing you must do to be considered a true LA native. And while Cypress Hill and Be Real are widely associated with all things marijuana, pigeonholing the rapper into any strain of weed rap is a disservice to his catalog and vast influence on LA's rap scene as a whole. Between connecting a through line between hard rock, yeah, they definitely went on to do some rock shit too, and hip hop, and putting on for an oft-overlooked Latino rap community, big facts. Be Real cemented a legacy in rap both in LA and nationwide that exists far beyond the purview of stoner rap. That's true. Number 7, Ice-T. You know, niggas don't know Ice-T outside of goddamn TV shows and shit. Law and Order. Why they belong in this list? The first mainstream gangster rapper dropped multiple classic albums in the 80s. 6 albums on the Billboard 200, 5 of which went gold. 2 songs charted on the Billboard Hot 100. Important songs, 6 in the Morning, Colors, and I'm Your Pusher. Ice-T's first 5 years in the game were untouchable. He took the gangster rap blueprint sketched out by Schoolie D in Philadelphia and built a fully lived-in persona partially rooted in his own life. 6 in the Morning offered a vivid lyrical depiction of street life. And then there was the iconic image from Power, Ice-T in a blue suit, a gun hidden behind his back, a beautiful woman at his side holding a shotgun. It remains one of gangster rap's most defining visuals, even recreated in the Squabble Up music video. But beyond the bravado, Ice-T was a natural experimenter. He had the musical vision to blend hip-hop with heavy metal. He did that too, through his band Body Count, where he tackled race, violence, and societal hypocrisy. To this day, Cop Killer, a relentless anti-police brutality anthem, stands as one of the most controversial songs ever released. Ice-T's career is a masterclass in innovation through defiance. His confrontational nature, sharp ear, and commanding presence on the mic are present in every bar. Shout out to motherfucking Ice-T. Longevity, recreating himself. Number 6, yeah, my nigga DJ Quick. Man, Quick is that nigga, dog. Like, there shouldn't be a day that goes by that motherfuckers don't talk about DJ Quick. I'm gonna be real. Why they belong on this list? Second only to Dr. Dre as the best rapper-producer combo LA has ever seen. 10 albums have charted on the Billboard 200, with 1 going platinum. 4 songs appeared on the Billboard Hot 100, and some of your favorite shit you thought was produced by Dre. Wouldn't you know, DJ Quick actually made it. You can find me in the club. Anyway, important songs, Dollars and Cents, Tonight, Pitch In on a Party. DJ Quick should earn a spot on this list for his production work alone. As a G-Funk pioneer and chart-topping hitmaker, Quick was a vital part of turning West Coast rap into the behemoth we now know it to be. But his skills on the mic, while perhaps underrated, are of equal import. From his debut LP, Quick is the Name, to his tremendous mid-era resurgence with 2011's The Book of David, yes, that was fire, few in rap have had the longevity that Quick boasts. He's an eager experimenter, one of the few old heads in the genre that is always looking for new ways to switch his style up. Though widely associated with his G-Funk early days, his pioneering production and rapping into the 2010s and 2020s has provided a blueprint for a new generation of rappers and producers, even working with Jason Martin, aka Problem, keeping the spirit alive. And one of the most respected engineers in the game too. You know what I'm saying? So this motherfucker you know what I'm saying? He could write your shit, he could rap on your shit, he could produce your shit, and he could mix and master your shit. That ain't no triple threat, nigga. That's a quadruple. 5, Tyler the Creator. Damn, Tyler, top 5 out this bitch. Tyler's on a hell of a run, but damn, top 5? Woo! Why do they belong on this list? A true creative savant, elite at rapping, producing, and making classic albums. Commercial success, 3 number 1 albums, with 2 of those albums being certified double platinum, 46 songs on the Billboard Hot 100, including 3 that peaked in the top 10. Yeah, he's gonna force niggas into some uncomfortable conversations for sure. Important songs, See You Again featuring Kali Uchis, Yonkers, Earthquake featuring Playboy Carti. After stepping into the light as the left-of-center champion of Odd Future, whose anti-everything bars placed him in the crosshairs of pearl-clutching parents across America, Tyler the Creator has evolved into arguably one of the most accomplished multi-hyphenists the city has ever birthed. You could ignore his array of successful clothing brands, his Loiter Squad comedy skits, and his mammoth Camp Flog Gnaw Festival. His albums alone would garner a spot on this list. Take the whole, and it's easy to justify his biggest out the city after Kenny boast on Ratata, which was his remake of damn, why that song ain't coming to my head. Hey Now. Regardless of what he's creating, Tyler's commitment to exploring an idea to the fullest extent has always set him apart. In 2025, Tyler the Creator has too many flexes to count on both hands. No, Ratata was off the fucking album. That's not the Hey Now remix. I'm tripping. That's off the new album, Chromacopia. Anyway, uh, too many flexes to count on both hands, but his most impressive one may be the Sorry Not Sorry video, in which he resurrects all of his musical alter egos for an 8-face reflection on his successes and missteps. We've seen artists get famous off their early roughs, while we've seen others who don't blossom until their attempt at stardom. Rarely have we seen someone do both to the magnitude that Tyler has. He's been flipping popular culture on his head from the beginning and maintained a continued upward rise for the next decade plus, to the point where he had DJ Khaled ripping out non-existent hairs, unable to comprehend how his mysterious music could unseat him from his preordained spot atop the Billboard 200. I don't know what the fuck Khaled was on. Shout out to Tyler though. Chromacopia, nigga. Hell yeah. I was just watching his Converse interview yesterday. I gotta finish watching it. Number 4, we got Dr. Dre. Now, if you would have said best LA artist of all time, I would give you number 4 with Dr. Dre. Rappers of all time, and we're talking about rappers? No. Artists? Yeah. Rappers? No. All right. Why they belong on this list was the driving force behind 3 all-time Pantheon-level rap albums. Big facts. Commercial success, over 44 million album equivalent records consumed. 3 albums debuted in the top 3 of the Billboard 200, with 1 certified 6 times platinum. Appeared on 2 singles that topped the Billboard Hot 100. Important songs, too motherfucking many. Deep Cover featuring Snoop, Nothing But a G Thing featuring Snoop, Forgot About Dre featuring Eminem, and the list can go on until you're fucking out of breath, honestly. Who you think taught you to smoke trees? Who you think brought you to ODs? Right? Easy E's, Ice Cubes, and DOC, the Snoop Deal Double G's, and a group that said motherfuck the police. As a general law of the universe, rappers never think they get enough credit, and when they rattle off their list of accomplishments, it can verge on cartoonish levels of cappery. But when Dr. Dre spits lyrics like the ones above, any educated rap fan would have no choice but to say Dre's place at the most extreme end of the him spectrum. Dr. Dre didn't create gangster rap, and he definitely didn't invent West Coast hip-hop, but it's impossible to imagine either without the good doctor. After helping establish NWA as both an MC and producer in the late 80s, Dr. Dre reimagined himself as a solo rap superstar with The Chronic, an LP that used 70s and 80s R&B and soul to funkify hip-hop. While other artists and producers were crate digging for jazz samples, Dre looked to Parliament Funkadelic. You know those squealing synths mainstream rappers used throughout the 90s? That pretty much began here. The result was classic low-riding soundtracks like Let Me Ride and Nothing But a G-Thing. With an, yeah, you think about them fucking songs, man. Just another motherfucking, damn. Let Me Ride is that shit too. When I come correct. And if your bitch in my shit, it's your bitch you check, nigga. Nothing But a G Thing. I mean, you can't overlook it, but as a rapper, with an unmatched instinct for melody, a well-honed ease of delivery, and a little help from Snoop Dogg. A little help from Snoop Dogg and the DOC, Dre defined an era both behind the boards and on the mic. Some of the verses he's performed are amongst the most recognizable in hip-hop history. With 1999's 2001, he quelled any notion of a fall-off. As a bonus, he also helped introduce the world to Eminem, with Slim Shady declaring the futility of trying to ignore the godfather of G-Funk. Because even if you try, it's impossible to forget about Dre. Number 3, we got motherfucking Cube. All right. What are they talking about with Cube? Y'all be overlooking Cube pen too, man. Why they belong on this list? A game changer with elite storytelling skills and presence, released 3 straight classic albums during his prime. Sold close to 10 million album equivalents worldwide, contributed to 11 platinum selling albums, one with NWA and another with West Side Connection, landed 12 songs on the Billboard Hot 100 with 1 certified platinum. What's crazy is I used to think my pops looked like Cube. I ain't gonna show y'all my pops, but I used to think my dad looked like that nigga, man. Shit. Important song, Straight Outta Compton, as part of NWA, It Was a Good Day, and No Vaseline. There's too many to fucking name here. It's hard to rank Ice Cube among LA rappers when he is the Los Angeles rapper. He brought Compton to Hollywood and Hollywood to Compton. Every subsequent hip-hop prodigy south of the 10 is spiritually indebted to Cube's late 80s ascent. We can trace Kendrick and Nipsey as radicals all the way back to Fuck the Police. Game's pugnaciousness does not come into view without the influence of No Vaseline, and there's no Dom Kennedy without You Know How We Do It beforehand. NWA will forever be remembered as an incendiary and gravity-changing act, and Ice Cube had the group's sharpest pen by any measure. He was still a teenager when he wrote the bars on Straight Outta Compton. He offered an unvarnished truth with narrative quality, outlining the rage and pride of his neighborhood as the husk of Reaganism. He spoke for people who looked like him and galvanized or terrorized the folks that didn't. Cube was a solo star by 21 years old. God damn. And with the gaze of the empire upon him, gleefully declared himself as America's most wanted. Wicked bottled communal rage around Rodney King and Latasha Harlins until the glass shattered. Just 1 year later, it became something of the Black Ferrari's Bueller with It Was a Good Day. God damn. And his big screen turn created specific localized imagery for the gangster rap movement. The man starred in Boys in the Hood and co-wrote scripts for the Friday series. I don't think it's a day that goes by that I don't quote Friday. Honestly. By the end of the 1990s, Cube was collaborating with David Bowie and George Clooney while Frontline and West Side Connection. He still made frame-rattling hits into the new millennium and emceed the Dodgers Starry World Series run in 2024. He'll define LA until there's no LA left. Come on, man. Death certificate. Everything's corrupt. The motherfucking Predator, nigga. What was the first solo album he came out with, man? That shit ain't the Ill at Will shit. Man, that nigga was going crazy, man. What was the other shit? I was thinking about America's Most Wanted, but the Ill at Will shit was the crazy one for me. Snoop Dogg, number 2. Damn, we've been on here an hour and a half. Snoop Dogg, man, it's crazy. Once upon a time, this man would have been number 1. Okay, Snoop Dogg. Why they belong on this list? The most famous rapper of all time and one of hip-hop's first true blockbuster superstars. Commercial success, over 14 million album equivalent units sold in the U.S. Held the record for the biggest first week sales for a debuting artist for nearly a decade. 45 songs charted on the Billboard Hot 100 with 3 reaching number 1. 30 albums charted on the Billboard 200. 30 albums. It's crazy. With 3 peaking at number 1. Important songs. Who Am I? What's My Name? Gin and Juice. Drop It Like It's Hot. Too motherfucking many. He is I and I am him. Shit, the nigga that said I am him. Gin and motherfucking Juice. Drop It Like It's Hot. Has any rapper ever sounded cooler than Snoop Dogg? Still haven't found one, honestly. Every rapper has their superpower. For some, it's wordplay or storytelling. For Snoop, it's his effortlessly distinctive delivery. From his debut on Dr. Dre's Deep Cover in 1992, the Long Beach MC set a new bar for voice, verbiage, and vernacular. Doggy Style wasn't just a stellar debut, it broke records. It wasn't just the most successful rap debut ever, it was the biggest debut in music history. at the time. You know, that shit don't always get spoken about, like the impact that Snoop had in this bitch. The album built on the sonic blueprint of The Chronic, elevating it to the quintessential G-Funk statement. Listening to it feels like experiencing a cinematic portrait of LA narrated in Snoop's silky flow. Over the last 30 years, the Dogfather has cemented his status as a cultural kingpin, constantly evolving and redefining himself. He's navigated decades of trends by staying true to what resonates with him, whether exploring reggae, funk, gospel, or even children's music. His greatest strength is his fearlessness and ability to reveal new sides of himself. Snoop's impact goes far beyond rap. He's a staple in film, fashion, and pop culture. A global ambassador for the West Coast. There's only one D-O-double-G, and there'll never be another, nephew. But unfortunately, in the last 365 days or so, Snoop somehow found a way to make people not even give a fuck about all those accomplishments. Ain't that about a bitch? Damn. Number one, we got Kendrick Lamar, aka to me, this is just a car. Okay? Number motherfucking one. I know somebody on here like, damn it, nigga, we took an hour and a half to get to this. Yeah, nigga, I said I'm going through the whole fucking list. Why they belong on this list? Because he's number one. The most critically acclaimed rapper of his generation, the victor in the biggest rap beef of all time, and a commercial force in contemporary rap. Commercial success. He's got 90 songs on the Billboard Hot 100. Nobody talks about that. They don't talk about that. Including 6 number one hits. One single has held the top spot for 13 consecutive weeks. That would be Luther. 7 albums have charted on the Billboard 200 with 4 consecutive number one debuts. Important songs, too many of them bitches. Y'all couldn't even spell Not Like Us, right? What the fuck got going on? All Right, Humble, and the list goes on and on. In retrospect, it's wild how early we all knew and how much we still missed. In 2011, just a month after Section 80 dropped, Kendrick Lamar was performing at the Music Box Theater in Los Angeles when he was anointed. Snoop Dogg, The Game, The Dogg Pound, and Warren G all joined him on stage to pass the metaphorical torch. You better run with it because it's yours, Snoop Dogg told him. Dot proceeded to burst into tears. Even then, it didn't feel hyperbolic or unearned. Kendrick had been grinding for years on the mixtape and DVD circuit. Game was actually the first big-name rapper to consistently put him on songs. By that point, he'd gone from local upstart to blog darling to rising star, reportedly working with Dre on Detox and releasing one of the standout projects of that summer. And even if stardom felt inevitable or at worst a solid blue-collar rap career, no one could have predicted the heights he'd reach. Not only did Kendrick take the torch, he surpassed everyone who came from the city. A griot from Compton, shaped by the Corrupts, Snoops, and Sugar Frees of the world. He rooted himself in that lineage while finding a way to build a path forward, refining some of the rough edges around those styles and subgenres, making them palatable to the mainstream without losing their essence. I repeat, who could predict all of this? 3 straight classic albums, an era-defining protest anthem, multiple number one hits, a Grammy for Song of the Year, a Super Bowl halftime show, a fucking Pulitzer Prize. And that's before we even get to what might be seen as his career-defining feat, dismantling his greatest rival, who also happens to be the most popular rapper of all time in almost unprecedented fashion. Sure, you could argue other LA rappers had higher commercial highs like Snoop, or that others reached better creative peaks like Dre. I would even, album for album, I ain't picking Dre. You know what I'm saying? Dre got 2 solo joints that I will put next to his. Everything else he's touched ain't no. Anyway, they say I'd even say a prime Ace Leon is a sharper technician. You stretching it now, homie. And Q was the better storyteller. You stretching it hard. But no one checks every box the way Kendrick does, at the level he does. At 37, he's the best rapper LA has ever produced. The next benchmark is GOAT talk. And again, I know some people got him up there as they GOAT. He's somewhere in the top 5 for me. All right. Kendrick Lamar, the motherfucking number 1 best rapper of all time out of LA. Let me know, you agree, you disagree? Because some people out here are debating. Now let's get into some of the controversy. I know it took an hour and a fucking 40 to get here. So here we got The Game reacting to Complex's top 50 LA greatest rappers of all time. He says, love big homie Ice-T, but he ain't from LA. So might as well put Pac on it. Game salty as shit, boy. Now you know. Yeah, we know Ice-T from Jersey. But when you think of LA, Ice-T image also comes up. He says, and second, putting Tyler before DJ Quick is nonsense. And Tyler hard, but be for real. Third, you know it ain't 11 niggas from the West or LA that weren't ghostwritten for that can out-rap me. Even they know that. The documentary 3 will correct talks. Mistakes for you. So Game is pissed that he came in at number 11. He's pissed. And had Game not made so many fucking mistakes in his life and career, I think a lot more people would be going up for him to be somewhere in that top 10, bare minimum. Top 5 perhaps, maybe. Because I don't know too many niggas that could go bar for bar with Game, period, if we talking rap. But you just got too many asterisks next to your name and too many deductible points. Fucked it up for you, man. Punch from TDE came out and he said, just seen the best LA rapper list. Lists are fun and great for the conversation. Adding my 2 cents, I think it should always be broken down by eras. In basketball terms, it's no way Bob Cousy could do anything with Kyrie, but also respect to Bob for being a first and a pioneer. He says same with rap. A lot of our pioneers should be celebrated and placed on a pedestal in high regard, but what was built after they laid the foundation far exceed what they did skills-wise. It's natural. All right? I think Punch makes a pretty good point here, because now when we start talking about lists and we're talking about all time and we got to compare 3, 4, 5 eras and try to pick like who should be at the top or who should be at the bottom, it does get tricky. It does get sticky. And people are inevitably going to feel a way about their positioning. They may not all come out and say it or talk about it, but behind closed doors, those conversations be happening. So maybe you say the best rappers from this era, from the 80s, the 90s, the 2000s, the 2010s, the 2020s. And you could break it down in that way. And some people will be able to transcend through multiple generations while others perhaps don't. And maybe you could get a little bit more of an accurate take on it, but I'm not mad at it. Clearly Game is, though. Shit, boy. But that's always up for debate. Again, Game, you done did too much bullshit. You got SA on your name, man. We can't really look at you the same after that. No, you've disputed it, but it's hard to take off your name, bruh. But when Kendrick came out and said, I deserve it all, shit, boy, nigga been manifesting nothing but upward, you know what I mean? Upward growth. Now, I wonder how many publications are going to come out and try to do their own version of this list and try to remix it and reformat it and all that stuff. But and Complex didn't get it completely right. It's not a perfect list. It's not a perfectly placed list. There are some things that I would probably, reimagine if it were in my control. Please don't ask me to redo the list because I'm not going to do it. But I'm just saying. But let me know what y'all think of this list, this top 50. Who would you have included? Who would you have taken out? Who would you have put higher? Who would you have put lower? You know what I'm saying? This is all nothing but conversation. We can't change what Complex says. It's their opinion as an as an outlet, as a publication, but it only starts the conversation. From here, it goes to what we have to say. So let me know what y'all think of this list. Let me know what y'all think of Kendrick taking that number one spot. And be sure to like and share this video if this is the first time you see me on YouTube. Become an insider. I will catch y'all on the next one. All right. Much love and respect, y'all. Peace.
King of my city and cul-de-sac. Coming out swinging like soldier rags. Leading my people like quarterback. Boy, I study this shit, I'm an almanac. Had to get up and grind. Knowledge is booming, I'm here to apply. Came with the chip and the dip, it just single the mind. We finna do more than survive. I need my check. Spinning the block for the Gouda. We hitting the jeweler to flood out the net. We don't do beef for computers, I'm straight out the sewer. We come when you rest. Niggas be looking perplexed, so keeping my foot on their neck. No map, I trust my gut for the quest. With drama, I'm fully abreast. I was ready for years and they doubted me. All of a sudden they tell me they proud of me. I been dropping these haters like calories. Cross them out, I came back with some boundaries. Stand for my honor, but too raw, no corner. Packing the stick with a drummer. Wanna catch my bad, won't fumble. I done came too far to be humble.